Rome burns for 6 days. But on one night, Emperor Nero plays lyre on a hilltop while Pan, the ancient god of panic, joins him with panpipes. Together they compose something beautiful and terrible, music that transforms orderly evacuation into stampede, catastrophe into art, mass death into symphony. This is their duet. The Emperor's Duet, Movement 1, Adagio Sostenuto. Part 1. Pan arrived at the Oppian Hill as the sun died behind smoke that turned the sky the color of old bronze. The heat reached this high, not flames yet, but the thermal breath of a city beginning to consume itself. Rome had been burning for 3 days. The air tasted of cedar and human industry transforming back into elements. He found Nero on the hilltop, lyre cradled against his chest like a lover's body, watching his city burn with the focused intensity of a painter studying light. The Emperor's face held something Pan recognized immediately, not madness, but the pure aesthetic appreciation of destruction perfectly executed. Below the Subura district glowed, flames moved through the insulae with almost liquid grace, finding the timber frameworks, climbing the centuries-old wood that Rome had built itself from. The screams reached this high too, but distance and wind transformed them into something almost musical, a chorus of human terror that rose and fell with the fire's breathing. Nero's fingers moved on the lyre strings without pressing them, practicing, preparing. His lips moved silently, working through words only he could hear. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Nero said without turning. He couldn't see Pan, not exactly, but he felt the presence the way artists always sensed their muses. The way the flames move through the insulae, how the screams create harmonies with the crackling wood. I've been trying to capture it, 3 days trying, and I still can't find the right key. Part 2. Pan sat beside him drawing his pipes. The Emperor responded to his presence like metal to lodestone, drawn, aligned, inevitable. For the first time in centuries, Pan felt something beyond hunger. Curiosity, kinship. Here was a human who understood what others called evil was simply creation wearing an unfamiliar face, who looked at destruction and saw composition. The fire had started in the merchant district, accident or arson, depending on who you asked. 3 days later, it had become something else, something that moved with intention, choosing which districts to devour, which to spare. Below, the evacuation continued, still orderly, families carrying what they could, moving toward open spaces where fire couldn't follow. The vigiles worked in organized units, creating fire breaks. Professional. Rome had burned before. Rome would survive. Nero's fingers finally pressed the strings. A note emerged, low, mournful, perfectly pitched. Then another. A melody taking shape, minor key, technically exquisite. A lament for what was being lost, but also something else, something that appreciated the beauty of the loss itself. Part 3. Pan studied the Emperor as he played. Nero's eyes tracked the fire's progress, with the focus of a conductor watching musicians. When flames found the oil storage in the Forum Boreum, sending up a pillar of black smoke that bloomed like ink in water, Nero's playing paused. Not from horror, but from the need to witness fully, to let the image complete itself before translating it into sound. This was why Pan had come, not just for the fire, though Rome burning was feast enough, but for this, a human who had reached the same conclusion Pan had known since forests were young, that beauty and terror were not opposites, but collaborators. That destruction could be art if witnessed with the right attention. "Play with me," Pan said, knowing Nero would hear it as his own inspiration. The Emperor's breath caught, his fingers stilled on the strings. Below, the fire reached the Circus Maximus, found the wooden seating, began its climb toward the marble podium where Rome's elite had watched men die for entertainment. The screams from that direction were different, the wealthy learning they weren't exempt. That fire recognized no class distinctions. Nero began again, not the tentative practicing of before, but something certain, committed. The melody emerged fully formed this time, as if it had always existed and he was merely uncovering it. A lament, minor key, exquisite in its technical precision.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. Share to help the channel grow.